Bold and the Beautiful displays Ridge Forrester overstepping and trying to shove Eric Forrester out the door. It seems like a war may start soon, and Ridge has a bunch of people really mad at him. And if the way he's treated Eric messes with his dad's health, there might be an angry mob coming for Ridge. Let's get into what could happen now that Ridge has gone too far with Eric. We could see a new rival fashion house rise up, and a lot of others on B&B could be wrapped up in the drama. Ridge's shocking surprise retirement party for Eric on Bold and the Beautiful. I don't know about you, but when I heard Ridge and Brooke Logan talking about throwing Eric a surprise retirement party, my jaw just about dropped. A surprise retirement party thrown by Brooke and Ridge is okay if the party is the surprise and not the other part. But it sure sounds like Ridge is planning to surprise his dad, Eric, by forcibly retiring him against his will and throwing a party as a consolation prize. As Ridge shoves Eric out the door, it sounds like Brooke and Ridge are planning to say, "Surprise, Eric, you're retired," which is basically saying you're fired. And of course, Brooke's just standing there smiling like whatever Ridge does is fine because, he's her destiny. Anyway, he's clearly doing Eric dirty, and Brooke is enabling it. Ridge's justification versus Eric's legacy on B&B. In one regard, I do see Ridge's side. 2 years ago, Eric was super sick, but he insisted on completing his final collection for the fashion challenge. This was before Ridge even knew his dad was dying. And then he found out he was sick, and they weren't telling each other the truth. Ridge won the challenge, but he lied and told Eric he won because his dad was dying, and then he didn't die. Since then, Eric's actually been back up at FC doing design work here and there on Hope for the Future and other projects. But in the end, I think Ridge thinks that Eric has nothing left to offer. Ridge keeps telling Eric that he designed his last collection, just ride off into the sunset. As far as Ridge is concerned, he thinks he's the best designer at FC. He thinks he doesn't need Eric in any professional sense. This is the man who taught Ridge everything he knows, and he's being totally dismissed. When Eric tried to talk to him, Ridge acted too busy and too important, just above it all, and was just paying lip service to his dad. Never forget, Eric and Stephanie Forrester co-founded the company, and it was Eric's designs that made FC a worldwide brand, not Ridge's. By the time he came along, Eric was a world-renowned designer genius, and Ridge was just a kid learning to sketch. So now he's disrespecting Eric, and we're seeing Ridge shoving his dad out. The opposition grows. Donna and Bill Spencer rally against Ridge on Bold and the Beautiful. Not only is Eric not happy with Ridge, neither is his wife, Donna Logan. She was giving major side-eye to Brooke when she pretty much agreed that Eric needs to step aside and just leave the building, go play pickleball, go take a cruise, whatever. You know you can do what you want, you just can't do it here. So we've got Donna and Eric both really irritated with Ridge, but they're not the only ones. Bill Spencer is on fire about how Ridge is treating Katie Logan. I will say, Ridge and Brooke seem to have the best intentions trying to help Katie, but they are also being pushy and presumptuous and not looping her in. At the same time, I do think Katie is being a little hypersensitive. But then again, she's like a raw nerve right now because the whole Will Spencer and Luna Nozawa thing has been really stressful for Katie. So she wanted to focus on work, but when she went up there, Brooke and Ridge had taken that from her, thinking they're doing her a favor. They're just making decisions for people without consulting them, thinking that they know best. Bill furious with Ridge on B&B. When Katie went crying to Bill about it, of course he came unglued. I mean, Ridge simply breathing and existing rubs Dollar Bill the wrong way. And now he is on fire because Ridge devalued Katie's role at Forrester and hurt her feelings. So Bill confronted Ridge this week, and things got really tense because he hates Bill too. When Katie told Ridge she didn't feel appreciated, he gave Katie some lip service, a little bit of reassurance, but he was more focused on insulting Bill and kicking him out of the Forrester Creations building. But is Katie about to follow Bill out the door and never return? A rival fashion house, could Spencer Publications take on Forrester Creations? At the same time, we have Donna also annoyed at Brooke and Ridge, and we're seeing Eric and Katie both feeling dismissed and unappreciated. Plus, there have been hints that Eric's health might be an issue again, and it could be Ridge stressing him out with this retirement push that actually triggers it. But an interesting new project could turn it around and give Eric something to live for, and I really hope Bold goes in this direction. Right now, Bill wants Katie and Will to come work at Spencer Publications. So all of this dual family drama with the Logans, the Spencers, and the Forresters, could it coalesce into something that is fresh and a twist? That would be great. Something like a competing fashion house. We haven't seen Ridge having to fight off a competitor in quite some time. And I think it would be really wild if Bill was so annoyed with Ridge that he decided to launch a new division of Spencer, a fashion house. Bill starts his own fashion house on Bold and the Beautiful. After all, Eye on Fashion was their flagship publication, so Bill's company has been fashion adjacent for decades. You could see a fashion division as a natural evolution. And I think with Ridge being so cocky and self-important, everybody that he's annoyed might band together to work against him. Donna, Eric, Katie, Bill, and others. Eric could be the lead designer for this project. Katie could do the PR. Donna could do whatever it is that she does. You know, wear tight sweaters and make dirty jokes about honey, her expertise there. Shifting alliances, who will join the new Spencer fashion empire on B&B? Also, with Liam Spencer and Hope Logan getting married later this month, Bill might be able to recruit his new daughter-in-law, Hope, to bring her line over to Spencer. That means Zendit Forrester Dominguez might actually follow, since he's working at Forrester Creations, but he has been working on Hope for the Future mostly, and has felt sidelined before by the Forresters. And my gosh, if Bill and Katie press on Will, he might join them in this new fashion venture at Spencer. And he could tempt Electra Forrester to leave Forrester and join them and have her own jewelry line. Will could be the intern, as useful as Donna is delivering mail and whatnot. A lot of Bold and the Beautiful fans have been dying to see a competing fashion house taking on Forrester Creations. That was the key to some really hot plots in the past on B&B, like when Jackie had her line and she stole designers in the limelight. Then there was Spectra Fashions, which was a hoot. Both with Sally Spectra, Forrester Creations get some competition on Bold and the Beautiful. I would totally be down to see Eric heading up a Spencer fashion house and grinding Ridge into the dirt. It's especially important if Eric's health takes a turn, because Ridge is trying to force him into retirement. Because this could turn things around, like I said, and give Eric something to live for. If Bold and the Beautiful did a rival fashion house under the Spencer umbrella, it could rip Forrester Creations in two, put father from son, put sister against sister, and create some big drama that would make B&B really, really worth watching. Bold and the Beautiful displays